why would you agree to pay somebody who you have no contract with? Say any debt collector calling you that is not directly from the bank that you got the loan from or you got the services from, they are a debt collection agency. They should not be contacting you. Do you owe debt collectors money? Let me give you a few tips. Tip number one, it's gonna be never talk to them on the phone. You talk to debt collectors on the phone, they get extra information that you didn't need to provide in the first place. Tip number two, always look up the laws concerning your debt collection. So that's gonna be the Fdcpa. I'm gonna show you right now. Some of you may know the Fdcpa is in Title 15, Chapter 41. Consumer Credit Protection. And the Fdcpa is right here, Federal Debt Collection Practices Act. These laws protect you from the debt collection agencies because they are not the original creditors. Start off right here because Congress tells us that there is an abundant evidence of the use of abusive, deceptive, and unfair debt collection practices by many debt collectors. Tell us this because when that debt collection agency sends you a letter and tells you that they're collecting on a debt that you owe to somebody else, that is unfair and deceptive on their part. If you owe a debt to Bank of America and Bank of America is not contacting you about that debt, then whoever contacts you about that debt is not in the right standard. Therefore, they're using false and deceptive practices to collect that debt from you. So you can apply the Fdcpa. You're wondering why their acts are abusive, deceptive, or unfair debt collection practices. You know that anybody collecting a debt that is not their own is deceptive on every part. We mentioned communication. It's not only through the phone or through the mail system. USC 1692A says the term communication means the conveying of information regarding a debt directly or indirectly to any person through any medium. This means if that debt collection agency is reporting this debt to Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, that is a third party. They are indirectly communicating with you. Don't ever forget, you are the consumer, which means that you are the natural person, which means that you may be obligated or allegedly obligated to pay the debt. This is a big part because are you going to say that you're obligated to pay the debt to the third party, or are you obligated to pay the debt to who you owe the debt to? Further means if this third party is contacting you, why would you agree to pay somebody who you have no contract with? USC 1692A4, the term creditor means any person who offer or extends you credit creating the debt or to whom the debt is owed. But such terms does not include any person to the extent he receives an assignment or transfer of the debt in default solely for the purpose of facilitating collection of such debt. Say any debt collector calling you that is not directly from the bank that you got the loan from or you got the services from, they are a debt collection agency. They should not be contacted. USC 1692B, an acquisition of location information. Any debt collector communicating with any person other than consumer for the purpose of acquiring location information shall, they have to identify the state that he is confirming or correcting location information. They shall not state that the consumer owes any debt. And they shall not communicate with any such person more than once unless requested to do so by such person, or unless the debt collector reasonably believes that the earlier response to such person is erroneous or incomplete, and that such person now has to correct or complete location information. You're wondering why all of this is important, and I understand. These laws are here to help you and to help me. So if you're fighting against debt collectors and they say you owe this amount to them, but you originally owe it to the bank, then they are using false and deceptive practices. These laws are going to help you because they are going to point out where the false and deceptive practices are coming in, whether that's acquiring the location information, whether that's collecting a debt that's not owed to them, or whether they are using interstate commerce to collect information that they shouldn't have. Is as well, this debt collector should not be communicating with you in the first place. Let me show you why. USC 1692C, communication in connection with the debt collection, communication with the consumer generally, without the prior consent of the consumer given directly to the debt collector or to express permission or of the express permission of a court of competent jurisdiction. A debt collector may not communicate with the consumer in connection with the collection of any debt at an unusual time or place, or time or place known what should be known to be inconvenient to the consumer, or in the absence of knowledge of circumstances to the contrary. They should not be contacting you after 8 o'clock or before 9 o'clock. So, like the knows you are represented by an attorney, he shall not be contacting you personally as well. And at the place of the consumer's employment. That means if the debt collector is calling your place of employment, trying to collect the debt from you, that is a violation. As well as communicating with third parties. And that's what we talked about earlier with Experian, Equifax, and all the way to the end of this video, and you are being violated. If your rights are being violated by a debt collector, then go ahead and look up one of my videos for the CFPB complaint so you can find out how to get these debt collectors off of your back. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the debt collector I actually stopped from communicating with me. I did not collect any checks from this transaction. I only stopped the communication. So there was no $1,000 violation fee that I applied to them. I just cease and desist their communication. And what I mean by the $1,000 fee of the violation. 15 USC 1692K. This is the civil liability for the debt collectors. And I will be posting this link in my bio for this video. So except as otherwise provided, any debt collector who fails to comply with any provision of the subchapter with respect to any person is liable to such person in an equal amount of the sum of any actual damage sustained by the person. In the case of any action by any individual, such additional damages as the court may allow, but not exceeding $1,000. So that's your $1,000 fee. You may or may not know, I submitted this complaint on 3/30/2022 about the debt collection on a debt that I did not owe. So this is what I sent the company. What was the company's response? Thank you for submitting your concerns. Associated Credit Inc. takes your claim seriously and a thorough investigation has been done. We reviewed your internal notes and the calls you have with our agents, and the letter you attach here has not violated any state or federal laws. Your file has been closed. So they lied. They lied to me, okay? They contacted me about a debt that I did not owe them. So they bought a debt from somebody and contacted me regarding it. So they lied, saying they have not violated any state or federal laws. It says my file has been closed in the office and no further attempts to collect will be made. We recommend you contact the original creditor to resolve, as closure here does not negate any responsibility. First glance to this response, I used to believe this was a win because of the fact that they're no longer going to be contacting me. Now that I know better, I know that multiple violations I could get $1,000 from. So I will be sending them a fee schedule for the violations that they have incurred. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the subscribers. Thank you for the comments. Go ahead and leave a comment on this video if you liked it. Please, please, please drop a comment. Drop a like for me so it can help us stay in the algorithm. And subscribe to my channel so you could see the videos that I'm posting. That being said, Cheff Kee TV is out.